Coach?
Good morning, Dave. How you doing today?
Good, man. The hour of Johns is in the middle of its hour.
Yeah, I just heard that one.
So what's going on with the Red Raiders, man? You guys are playing some exciting basketball. Tell us about that game against Cumberland.
We certainly have had our share of close games down the road, and unfortunately, in the beginning, we lost a few of them. But the other night, the basketball guys were with us, and the ball managed to find the basket from about 26 feet away.
What a crazy shot, too. I saw a video clip of it. How much time was on the clock?
0.5 seconds.
0.5. And Donahue inbounds it to Varello?
Varello, yeah. And we just said, you just got to if you get a shot off, you just got to get off as quick as you can and just hope for the best. And needless to say, the best happened.
What's going through your mind at that point? I mean, you don't expect a shot like that to go in at all.
Well, you don't expect it to go in. You're kind of shocked when it first goes in, because you're figuring, this probably isn't going to go in, but it was a good effort and all that stuff. You think about the game, flashback of the game, what a great game it was, and, it's unfortunate you couldn't win it all of a sudden when you see it go in the basket and you see the kids get excited. You can't, they're happy for them.
What's that bus ride home like? I mean, that's a long bus ride out to Cumberland for you guys.
Well, to be honest with you, it was quiet because
really?
Exactly what you said. We'd had a tough game with Holy Spirit on Tuesday. That is a very long ride to Cumberland. So you get on that bus on the ride home, all that energy that you put out during the game, it was pretty quiet. When they got on the bus, maybe about 10 minutes into it, it was a long ride from Cumberland.
I would think they'd be hooting and hollering the whole ride home.
Yeah, what's funny about our kids lately, last few years, they really have handled losses really well, but they also don't get too excited after wins, too. So they enjoyed it while it happened, and then they kind of move on to the next game, which has always been a good thing.
They're probably all asleep about halfway home, right?
That's what I mean. It wasn't because they weren't quiet. It was because they were sleeping.
Coach, talk about today's action. You have the Butch Gleason event down there at Ocean City. I know he's a guy that meant a lot to you, right?
Yeah, well, this whole thing spearheaded with Butch, who was great friends, obviously with Tom Williams. And what I like about it more than anything else is it gives us an opportunity to kind of give some mention to the guys of the past. Butch Gleason was an Ocean City, great and a supporter for years. And it also brings the name Dave Lewis, who coached Oakcrest for years, who was a good friend and, lost his life to cancer. Al Angelo, who's Skip Angelo's father, who worked in our department for our school for a long time, and he was a Philadelphia great. And it gives us a chance to kind of bring their names back and try to remember those along the many people who've been taken with cancer.
And saw some posts from Tom Williams on Facebook about everything that's going on down there today. Really cool silent auction thing you have going on throughout the day. Some great autographed items, that kind of thing. How did that all come together, and how difficult is it to bring together all that stuff where you can make it a really cool weekend event?
Well, to be honest with you, it really has been all Tom Williams' efforts doing all that. But he really pushes the community and outreach there. I've heard of, the Mike Trout baseball now is a big thing. I think Matt Caesar has a bat. And Fran Dunphy and Jay Wright, who have been real proponents for Coaches versus Cancer, I believe have basketballs. And there's a golf package from Aronimink that's out there. So he really does a really awesome job of trying to get out there and involving with the community. And then the community supporting it the same way, with people looking to help.
Talking with John Bruno, Ocean City Boys basketball coach. If you're interested today, the 8th annual Butch Gleason Memorial Coaches vs. Cancer Day over in Ocean City. There's going to be games at 1:45, 4:30, and 6:30. And interesting 1:45 game, Coach. The intermediate, I guess, boys and girls starting at 1:45. Yeah. So you kind of get to see some of the younger kids play in front of a nice crowd, and that's got to be cool for them. They don't normally get to play in front of big crowds in a high school gym.
Outside of the cancer, the Coach versus Cancer theme and the auction, I thought that was one of the better things that Tom invented and created, the opportunity for those kids to come up. And like you said, we make sure they'll play in the big gym, and hopefully, good support of the crowd out there to see them, and just a new experience of coming up to the high school. It gives us a chance to see the kids who potentially could come to Ocean City, both from Ocean City and Upper, and because it's always been an interesting concept how the kids from Ocean City and Upper are rivals up until 8th grade, and
right.
then become teammates in 9th grade. So all that rivalry has to turn into the sportsmanship and teamwork when they become in 9th grade. But I think it's been a great addition to it. It makes it a great afternoon.
What's this day like for you, Coach? I mean, as a basketball junkie, this is the kind of day where you want to be hanging around the gym all day and talking to people people you might not have seen for a while. And as a basketball guy, that's what it's all about, man. These kind of days where you can just hang around the gym all day, see some cool basketball, and then coach yourself in the 6 o'clock game.
I think it's also like we had when we had the opening tip-off. It's so great to go watch games that you don't have a vested interest in, and you can just watch the game and enjoy the game. And I hope a lot of former players come back to this game because to be able to say hello to and see them and catch up with them. And any coach who coaches loves watching a game they're not coaching.
Right.
You just want to enjoy the game. You don't want to worry about a decision.
No stress.
No ref has ever refed a poor game I've watched. I don't have to worry about that. But it's been a great experience. But it is kind of nice it's kind of a day for everybody to get together. And again, I think it's a time when people remember other people that they've lost in the past and kind of tell the old stories and different things like that. So I look forward to the day as a whole, not just from basketball, but from a community standpoint too.
And you're going to get a chance at 4:30 to watch the girls squad. That's it's not easy keeping up with the Ocean City girls team. I mean, that's one of the best teams in South Jersey, and they're off to a great start again this year. Well,
Paul's been doing a great job for quite a while now, but that's also one of the bonuses of when we've always enjoyed, Paul and I both have enjoyed doing boy-girl doubleheaders. The girls don't get really the total community support that they should get because I think sometimes they beat teams so, almost with a lopsided score that our girls' basketball is very good. But when they come with a boy-girl doubleheader, they'll always get that crowd coming in. So Paul always enjoys playing before us because he knows he's going to get a pretty good crowd there. But we also get a chance to see them too. And they're really, over the last few years, really a pleasure to watch play the game of basketball. Paul does a great job with them, and the kids work so hard. And so it is kind of a neat thing that we're able to see their girls play.
Yeah, I've always been a huge proponent of those boy-girl doubleheaders. They're such a neat thing, and kind of selfishly as a sports reporter, you get to watch back-to-back games and cover both of them. It's kind of I'm torn here on Tuesday night. We got the Ocean City mainland rivalry. I got to pick one game.
Well, that's what we've always said. We enjoyed them for years, and that's part of the problem. You wish you played on different nights some days, but boy-girl doubleheaders, I feel, at any venue are great to have. And you think of the teams that Middle Townships put out there, that Ocean City's put out there, Mainland's put out there. When you can get them to have a boy-girl doubleheader against another quality opponent, that's why Tom always tries to get another team. That's why the Williamstown chose to bring both their boys and girls teams here. It just makes for a good atmosphere, and I've really enjoyed boy-girl doubleheaders for as long as we've been able to have them. But scheduling has made it a problem the last couple of years. So when we do have them, we enjoy them. We have another with Wildwood coming up later on, which is always kind of neat.
Let's talk to Gatley. Get this Tuesday night doubleheader thing going. Come on.
We tried to. We usually make it the opening night of the tip-off, which
right,
was the
yeah.
few years, and that was always nice. But I guess the last minute would be kind of tough. But it would be that would be an awesome sight. But
especially for Ocean City mainland. I mean, that's such a rivalry. It dates back for decades.
Oh, it's by far for us, the biggest and most fun rivalry because Danny Williams and his staff and I have been friends for a long time. I actually coached against them when they were players back in junior high. And so we go way back. So it's really a friendly rivalry between us and the kids. It's always neat to see. I just think rivalries in high school basketball are really a pleasure to enjoy watch when you see the kids really getting in and supporting their teams the way that they do.
Talking with Coach John Bruno of Ocean City Boys Basketball. Coach, how late are you going to be up Sunday and Monday night trying to figure out a way to stop Oshun Osunier?
Well, first of all, we have Hamilton on Monday, and I believe the mainland game's Wednesday.
Oh, is it Wednesday? Okay.
I think it's Wednesday. So, this, like you said earlier with John, this is a tough part of the year. A lot of teams are playing 3 games in a week, and we haven't been home for like our last 5 games.
Right.
And so traveling and like you said, the kids taking care of themselves and the wear and tear on their bodies is really, an interesting thing that when you brought that up. But hopefully, take care of things today and Monday, and then obviously Wednesday becomes the big game of the year.
Coach, what's the key for you guys going forward? You're kind of in that middle of January point of the season. You want to be playing well here in the next couple of weeks, ahead of the Cape Atlantic League tournament and the state playoffs. And what do you feel like you guys need to do to really take it up a notch and be competitive in the postseason?
I'll tell you the truth. It's been my experience. It's really your health. You need to stay healthy. Most teams are not deep enough that if one of your key players were to go down, or a role player down, that it's hard to replace it. So really staying healthy this time of year. And then what you want to do is you want to be playing better with each game. I think the way the playoff system is set up now, it used to be, it had to be 500. You worried about wins and losses. Now you don't worry about wins and losses as much. If you can win 5 or 6 games, you could probably be in the tournament, so you're happy there. Now
right.
The question is, are you playing better as the year goes on? And so a lot of times, if you play a team first time, how would you play against them the second time, and how are you playing towards the end of February? Because I'm a big proponent of, like, the Green Bay Packers. If the team is getting hot at the end, not necessarily what you did in the beginning or the middle. It's what you're doing at the end. And if you're playing well at the end, then you can look forward to maybe some success in the playoffs.
Good stuff, Coach. We're up against the break. Got to let you go, but enjoy the day down there at Ocean City, and good luck tonight against Williamstown.
All right. And thanks, Dave. Appreciate everything you do with that and Glory Days and everything you do for high school kids. It's great.
No problem. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was John Bruno, Ocean City boys basketball coach.